Hello everyone and welcome to day 12, our final day. So what I wanted to do is something a little bit different today. So I'm going to build this Christmas tree. Now, I don't know how exciting this is going to be, but hopefully there'll be some entertainment value. But first I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has in some way interacted with the channel since its inception. It's really been a lot of fun to do this, to get things, to fix them, and we've had some successes along the way, but we've also had some failures. I really do appreciate each and every subscription and like and comment, so thank you very much for that. With that said, let's get the soldering iron fired up and let's get this thing built. So I'm going to work my way through the instructions because I think it's going to be reasonably straightforward to do, but there might be some information in here that is useful. The instructions are in English, but they appear to have been converted. So there are some things that make sense, and there are some things that might need a bit of working out. But, you know, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to start with item 1, which says install resistance to PCB1. Find a circuit board named PCB1, then install R1 and R2. Right, R1 and R2, so looks like it is 5.1K and R2 is 12K. So we've got a list of parts here. Let's get them out. And I will very quickly sort these appropriately. So I think there should be 12 of each colour, and there seems to be a couple of spares. I'll switch there. Oh, another blue one. Oh, yes, okay, so there's 14, I think it's 14 of each colour. Looks like some 3.5mm inputs, if that's like a little microphone or something. Capacitors. And a couple of screws. Now, there's only one screw. That's useful. I think that is for screwing this board to here, probably there. Unless I'm missing it, or it's in there, that's what it is. So, oh, that's useful. So, the screw has managed to lodge itself in there. So I'm going to have to see if I can get that out of there. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Bit of effort. So what did we need? 5.1. That's 9.9. Oh, 5.1. That's the one we need for R1. So I think that's R1. And this one, 11.7, I'm going to say that's R2. Okay. So let's check the instructions again. So install R1 and R2. So PCB1, so it's this one initially. So we're going to do this one. So R1 is these two here. Oh, blast, I forgot which one is what. So that's R2, so this is R1. So let's put both of these in. I'm just going to be yabbling on for ages, it would appear. So there's R1. It's actually quite well marked on the board. We shall do that, and then the 12K one. It's quite cold in this room. My hands are quite cold as well, so I have to go and get warmed up or turn the heating on. Right. There. Okay. Now we're going to zoom in a bit. And then let's do these. Let's get some solder. I know a lot of people put flux on at this point, but I generally don't tend to. Right. First things first, I'm going to put the extraction fan on. And of course, opening the window gets lots of cold air in. Lovely. Let's do this one as well. To help if I turn the actual fan on. Okay. You see my hand shaking? It's because it's very windy outside and it's freezing cold, and I have the window open for this extractor even. Okay, well that one's terrible. Let's see if we can just adjust that one a bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, install of LED. We can get rid of that now. So the long foot of the LED is the positive pole. Installation to square solder joint. Right. I think it's saying just put the LEDs in. Bend the LED 90 degrees, then weld and install strictly according to the colour marked on its circuit board. Right, fair enough. So it wants us to put here, so the long one goes in the lower of each of these. Okay, so let's get the first one in, first red one. And we'll put it in that way. Right. Now, how much of the... I just want to see how much of the LED is sticking out. So not much. So if we do this and then the holes are not much bigger than the wire. So I do that. How does that look? It's good. Right, the wires are quite thick actually. That's fine. So what do we want now? Yellow? Yeah. Bend the legs, and then blue. Right, how's that for the first three? I'm going to have to, what we might do is get some blue tack and stick these down. Do I have such a thing? Yes, I do. So if we do three at a time, because I think in other words it's going to be a bit messy. So what I'll do is I'll do one leg of each, and then I can move it just to make sure they're all in line. Just being a bit pedantic here, but it's fine. Let's do the other 3. So another 15 to do on here, and then 18 to do on the other one. I'll just carry on with this. Okay. Looking good so far. Let's do the next 3. Oops. Got to try and remember and keep it in short. Fine, so the yellow one's a little bit out. It's quite a lot out actually, it's come out. There's so little gap between the holes on this side that you can actually heat them both up at the same time. We'll zoom out just a bit. Right. So that's one side done. I don't think it looks too bad. This red one's just annoying me. Okay. One side done. Okay, let's move on to the next side. So it's just got the long one. So the long one goes to there. Okay. And 3. Right, cut this off. There. Perfect. Okay, next 3. I kind of want to mix them up a bit, but I've been told keep them in this order. Okay, that's not too bad. Just move the yellow one just a tiny bit. Yeah. They don't have to be perfect. It's nice if they're roughly the same. Okay, last 3 for this one, and then I think we'll probably fit these 2 bits, and looks like a capacitor there as well. So let's get these bits cleaned up. I like to lay everything out on the table so I can see it. It's just my way of doing things. But Let's switch this off. I think the microphone should cancel the noise out of that fan, but I'm not always sure it does, so that's one on the floor. One there. And the blue. There. Right, blue tack. It's a trickier one. Of course, if I make any mistakes with this, it's difficult to go back and edit them in. So, I just have to try and get it right first time. And that's half the fun. Right, there we are. Okay. So 18 LEDs on there. It'll take a lot longer than I thought. Okay. So, moving on to item 3, install electrolytic capacitor. So there's 4 capacitors. It doesn't say which one it is. And there's 2 the same, which I think are, what are these? 50 volts, 1 microfarad, and there's a 470 and a 47. Oh, does it say on the... Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh. It says on here which one to install. 47 microfarads. If I just read it, I would have seen that. Oh, what an idiot. Okay, so this is the 47, and I assume that the shaded area there is going to be the negative. Yeah, because it's got a little plus on there. So let's put this in. It looks like this one sits down as well. Like so. There we are. Blue tack. Come on. There. Let's do this again. One capacitor. So on to item 4, installation mode switch. Now where's the switch? Is this the switch? That certainly seems to be the switch. Or what's this? No, that's not it. Oh, here we are. Okay. It's going to be one bit of blue tack. That down. And let's solder. What we'll do is, once we've completed the board, we'll run some IPA over this just to finish it off. Okay, so next, item 5. Install IC LM315. Pay attention to identifying the direction of integrated circuits. So, there's a little notch. Just match up the notch. There we are. We'll just bend that in a little bit. And that leg's no good. Okay, fit now. Yes. Right, more blue tack. Let's get this done. Right, so what I tend to do is do one at each corner. Okay, and then we take it off. Make sure I haven't made a mess, make sure it's sitting properly. Looks fine, and then we do the rest. Don't know how exciting this is to watch, to be honest. But having fun doing this. It's always nice to get something just a little bit different. Okay. That's when I find out I've put it in the wrong way, but there we are. One PCB completed. I've no idea how long that took. Felt like a long time. Okay. Installation of PCB2 LED. Please install the LED of PCB2 according to PCB1 method. Right, so it's just the same. So I think what we'll do is I'll do this very quickly, speed it up, and then we'll get to item 7. Okay, that's that done. I would say, a bit. I would say that doing them all in one go is not any faster. In fact, it feels like it's much slower. So, with that in mind, I think doing 3 at a time is probably the best option. Okay, item, where are we? 7. So let's see what it says. Installation of PCB3 resistors and diodes. Okay, so they give an example. So that is that a Zener diode maybe? I'm not sure. Let's see what we have. So as you can see, it's quite helpfully marked on there. So that's in focus. So let's make a start on these. So we need 10K and 1K. So let's get back to here. So 10K. That's a 10K. Okay, and 1K. There we are, one of these. If there's a slight noise in the background, it's my heater. It's pretty cold, so I've got the window open, so it just makes sense to put the heater on. Okay, so let's do these two. Right, that looks good. Okay, next one is down here, and this is 1K as well. So I think that was this one, wasn't it? Nope, was it this one? 1K. My little rubbish pile piling up. 3 down, 4 to go. Oh, 6 to go. So we need another 10k there and 100k. This kind of stuff is quite interesting. It's quite nice to do a little build. Rapidly running out of this solder, but that's fine. I've got plenty more. Enough solder to last me a lifetime. Okay. I need to get sharper. Need to get sharper tweezers cutting. Right, 10k. It's one of these. Is it this one, I think? No, that might be the 1 meg. 10k. What's this one then? 100. So one of these. If you've ever built one of these kits, not necessarily this one specifically, but these style of kits, leave it in the comments. Be interested to see what other ones are out there. I did do another one by the same company, and it gave a little light show, which was quite nice. And I did film it, but I lost the files, so that was the end of that. So we need 100k, 10k, and a 1 meg, and we've got 3 left. So that's 100. So that one's going there. Okay. 10k. That must be the 1 meg. That's 10k. So let's just check this one. Yep. It's 1 meg. Let's put this in here. So the next one is item 8, installation of ceramic plate capacitance. Ceramic capacitor has no direction. So what have we got? 3 there. I don't know if that's 1 as well. Where's it? So 3 there and 1 there. Well, let's get those done, and that should be. Let's get them out of the way. So we should have 4, so that's fine. So we'll put those in next. It's quite therapeutic doing this, actually. Yeah, let's put them all so that the numbers are all round the same way. Not that it matters, but wait a minute. Goes that way, and this one goes that way as well. Okay, I think this calls for some blue tack. Let's do this, and then I think this will be the end of this section of solder. Okay, so that's all done, nice and neat. Okay, that's the first side of that page done, and there's more. So next we are installing triode. I've just always called it transistor. So I guess that's these two. Are they the same? So that's an S8050, and that is the same. So there is an orientation on these. So let's see. Oh, wait a minute, I've still got another one of these to do. Down here. So let's do that. I almost forgot about that one. But if I forgot that, the whole thing wouldn't work. One thing about that solder is this solder. It's much more smoky than the other stuff I was using. Okay. Right, so two transistors there and there. And the board is marked so you can see the flat side, which is where those two have to go. So let's just put these in. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. We'll leave them a little bit proud of the board. Not that much though. There we are. And another one there. I'm not quite sure what this transistor does. We could always look it up. There we are. Let's get the fan on again. We'll do these. That's good. We seem to be getting through these components quite quickly. Okay, so item 10, install electrolytic capacitor. The long foot of the electrolytic capacitor is a positive pole which is welded to a square solder joint. Okay, so let's just put on the capacitors. I think we've got one here, one there. How many have we got left? 3. So imagine this is the 470. So negative side is the shorter leg. That in, and it's going to come off the board there a little bit. Right. So like that. I'll do this one. But we've got 2 more to do. So let's see where they go. 1 microfarad. Let's just check these. Yeah, so these are both the same. So let's see, negative that way. So just put a bit of blue tack on there. And where's the other one there? So negative that way. Right. I love this stuff. It's really good. Just like a kind of copper stuff, really does clean that quite well. So that's all of those. It's like a flat pack, this thing. Just a bit more fun. Okay, number 11, installation of DC power seat. Fix DC seat with pins of other parts. Oh, okay, so I think that's this one. So there's three pins on there. So if we have it like, is it that way? Yeah. Is that it there? So there's two, it certainly fits there. Oh, maybe this is what it's saying here. Fix DC seat with pins of other parts. So is it expecting us to take one of these? So do we put this in here? So if you look, there is a couple of, let's see if you can see it. These bits are where the plastic will go into. That's connections. And then I guess we have to get a piece of wire and just put it over and then solder it in. Surprised it didn't give you something for that though. So let's do that first. I'll just put that one in. Make sure it's sitting flush. Okay, and then let's see if we take one of these. We can do that this way. Right, it's never going to win any prizes for anything really. Let's cut this off. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure why that's needed, other than just maybe for a bit of support. Okay, let's move to number 12, installation of adjustable resistance. Install 50k adjustable resistance to VR1. So that's this. And I assume it goes like so. There we go. Okay, we'll do one. Be sure it's secured, and then we can do the other two. So I wonder if this is like a brightness thing. Install battery box. No, I'm jumping far too far ahead. Installation of audio input and output seats. So that'll be here. That'll just be this one. So it's 5 pins. Let's do the old blue tack thing. And this one. Okay. This bit actually seems to be quicker than these two. Okay, number 14, installation of mic pickup. Distinguishing positive and negative poles of mic. Please install in the direction on the circuit board. I guess it has to be like that, really, doesn't it? Because if you put it like that, it's going to have to go over that way. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious when you think about it. And I didn't. Okay. I have to keep switching this extractor fan on because I don't know how much you can hear. But and there we are. Nice and clean. Okay. Where do we get to? Number 15, power switch. To be honest, I think we're almost there. Okay, so let's read. The grooved side of the power switch corresponds to the groove screen printing of the circuit board. So there's a little thing there. You say that that's the groove there. There's nothing else that appears to be grooved. Right, so we'll take a risk and just put that in. Blu-Tack. Right. Okay, all 6 done, and they don't need cut. Okay, right. Not much more to go. Install battery box. If you haven't bought a battery case, please skip this step. Put 2 lines of the battery box. Now we do have a battery box. It's here. A bit of tape on it. Let's. Oh, wait a minute. We've still got this. Oh, I forgot that. Okay, it's here. So let's. Where did I miss that? Step 7. I missed it. So let's see. So the marking at the end. So it has to go this way. Right, I can't believe I forgot that, but it's easily done. Okay. Let's get back to where we were. And battery box. So we could just put them up like that. And this one's in the way. So why is that coming up there? I think they both need to come out like that. That one's tight against there. And then if we put this so that that's there, so this is where the 2 of them have to go. It's, well, get off. It's interesting because sometimes you'll work on something and you'll pull it towards yourself so you can see, but you're forgetting that no one else can see it. Hold this on. Sure if it's actually gone on properly. This bit's taking longer than everything else. So I've never actually done a live stream. I've watched plenty, but I don't know too much about doing them and how to set it up and everything. I maybe have to look into it, but for me, due to the family and stuff, it's often difficult to get time. You know, sometimes when I'm doing a fix, I'll do an hour of a fix and then I'll come back the next day and try and do some more, which, oh, come on. I think this would be easier with the longer screws. I'll try this for another few minutes, and then if I can't get it, then I'm going to get some different screws. Right, and there's it slightly on, so that's better. Where did that go? Here we are. So what was I saying about live streams? Yeah, so yeah, I'll do about an hour, maybe do some editing, and so one day I might be doing some editing, the next day I'll be doing some recording. Obviously the only time I can do the recording is in the evening, but often it means that sometimes I struggle to get a video out every week, and that's fine, you know. I just try and release a video as often as I can, but sometimes it feels like your view count and everything goes down if you're not publishing regularly, which is fine, but you know, I can only do what I can do. And one of the things that I wanted to do when I set it up, let's just tidy this up, was to provide quite a variety of items. I don't like working on the same item all the time. I don't mind doing the same item several times, or even going back on an item that I couldn't fix in a later time. I don't know what it is about consoles, but I find them very difficult to get my head around. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but I just don't have the experience. You know, I don't know where to start. And I'm sure everyone starts somewhere, but yeah, I just don't know. I quite like the music stuff, as you've seen this week. And if you look back on the channel, there's quite a few music things I did, from guitar pedals to Bluetooth speakers to whatnot. Okay, so we were at 16. So let's have a look. Put 2 lines of the battery box from the back of the circuit board into the circuit board. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these, might cut them off about there, give me plenty of room, push them through. So we've got plus there and minus there. Push them through, and then, so if I cut them a bit there, trim them right back, and then put them through, and then solder them on. Let's get these done. So if we cut that about there, these definitely need to be sharpened. And if I just cut this one the same length. Okay. I want to give us enough. The wire's quite thin in there as well. It's going to be fun. And then I can just do that. But what I'll do is I'll solder it. This wire is very, very thin. I mean, it's terrible. Look at that. I'm shocked. I know I'm doing a lot of talking in this one, but I think it would be boring if I didn't. While the soldering iron's warming up, I will say I am really pleased that they've given you 3 spares of each. I think that's a good consideration. Still don't know what that switch is for, but I guess we'll find out if it works. Have we put it in the right one? Yes, we have. Oh, that was a shock. So we can use batteries, or we've got the power socket. We'll use the batteries to begin with. Right, so that is, let's see, that is the first page completely done. So what do we have to do now? So 17, merging PCB1 and PCB2. Okay, that's fine. Keep the 2 circuit boards vertical and weld 2 of the solder joints. Align the circuit board and weld the solder joints. It says the one at the bottom. So I don't guess it really matters. Let's check. So yes, it is going to matter because otherwise the joints won't line up. So this is right. So there is only one way for it to go. Here we can see there. That's all lined up. On the other side there's nothing. So if you put it in the wrong way. So let's weld these. And there's 5 there, but I think it says do the ones at the bottom first where the arrows are. So there's just 1 there. Oops, all right, done it again. So let's do that one. Let's weld. My usual mistake would have been to do all of that and then find out it was wrong. So let's do the rest of these now. There we go. That looks all right, doesn't it? Okay. Okay. Align the circuit board and weld. You can't see it, of course. It's me again. Okay. So that's that done. Install PCB3 vertical of the merge insertion D lamp board into the hole of the base plate. Okay, so there's an arrow there. You can see that. And there's an arrow there, so that one has to go there. And it does fit. Right. So we have that. You see, there you go. Okay, weld all solder joints to complete installation. No, hold on, if I missed some at the top here. Tell you what I have missed though, the LED at the top. Which way does it go? Just didn't even see that there. Completely missed it. Okay. Let's do this one. You probably won't be able to see it. Okay. And this side. And then I've got one bit in there to do, so let's trim this down. And I can hear that camera refocusing. And then we'll do that bit in there. Okay, that is the tree put together. So, just need to get that right again. And then I think we just need to weld everything in here. Right, I thought we would do the side view here, just make it a bit easier. So I've got the soldering iron ready, gets the fan on. And let's do this. So we have, as you will see, we just need to put this in here. And once stay in, that's really awkward to do. So there's the 3 arrows. So that's what we need. So let's do a bit of soldering here. Really, I need a bit more light on this. What I should maybe do, actually, is just fill this. Move this over here, because that stinks. Let's do this here. So that's the first bit. Let's see. A welly. So let's see that. Okay. There you go. What do you think? Let's do the rest of them. We have the little microphone there. We've got the batteries in. Power on. Is that good or bad? Right. Now, is it something to do with this? That's no use. I need Oh, so maybe let's turn it all the way up. Oh, wow. Yay. So every time I speak, not sure that the one at the top is working. We might have one or two here that are not working as well. Right, let's see. Can you see if everything, so this one's not working. If we tap this, so this one's not working. It might just be the connection on there. Let's switch this off. So this one. Right, I don't think the power switch is working because that's it off. Okay. Something not quite right there then. So this one, let's take one of the batteries out. So what I'm seeing is, let's put a little bit more solder onto here because there's not much. Right, let's have a look at that. Right, 1, 2, 3. One, right, that's it. That's it there. So let's have a look at 1, 2. So all of these are working. These ones here, 1, 2, 3. The one at the top isn't. 1, 2, 3. Right. Did the one at the top actually work? Oh, this is ace. But I don't think the one at the top, I think this one at the top is round the wrong way. Quick recap on where we are. So the switch didn't work whilst it was connected and it was switching up and down, and that was fine. It was always on, so that's no use. Taking the switch out, tried to take it apart. I think it's just been blasted with too much heat. Switches go like that quite often. So what I'm going to do is just jumper these 2 points together, and that should give us it powering on until I can get another switch. Solder this in, and we'll fix up this LED. Right, okay, and here is the finished article. 1, 2, 3. You can see that all the LEDs are working. So if we play a piece of music, and if I switch the switch, which I think is there, you can see the difference. Look at that. So just a couple of things to do before we finish up. So I wanted to test the power input rather than using the batteries. So we'll take the batteries out. 2. And I want to use the audio input. So these cables actually come with the unit itself, so that's quite handy. So we'll just test this. Okay, there we go, and that seems to be working, so that's fine. Let's get a piece of music going. Okay, and that's the music playing, as you can see. So if I turn the volume up a bit, there we go, and turn it right down. There we are. So that's working. So I guess what you could do is have an output to something else and then just play music through it. So that's fine. Yeah, so let's take that out. There we are, and we're back. It's the first one of these I've ever done before, so sometimes I get too focused on what I'm doing and I forget that I have to speak to the camera. So I hope it wasn't too boring for you. It's interesting to see these things put together. It certainly is a skill, being able to talk and make conversation with yourself while you're putting something like this together and focusing on that. And my camera still isn't wanting to focus. I've really enjoyed building this. I didn't I didn't think that the end result would be quite as good as this. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. I'm sure this will be quite an interesting thing to put in the living room while we've got music on and just annoy everyone. Quite easy to put together. I thought that putting all these components on was relatively straightforward. It's all through-hole stuff. There's no SMD or anything, as you saw. The instructions were reasonably clear. The only thing I would say is that the power switch, it says it's got a notch in it, but I couldn't see one. You could probably put this together yourself without too much effort. I hope you got some enjoyment out of watching it. It's difficult, obviously, because I'm not doing a live stream of it, which possibly I should have done. But as I say, I don't know how to set that up or anything, so I need to do a bit of research into it. But I think if I was doing a live stream, this is the kind of thing that I would do rather than doing fixing, because I think with fixing you need parts and stuff which you don't always have. Probably really boring listening to me for however many hours. Okay, so that wraps up our 12 days of fixes at Christmas. And what a 12 days it's been. I think my favourite fix this week was the POW Kiddies on day 7, the little games consoles. They took a bit of effort to get fixed, I must admit, but it was well worth it in the end. I really enjoyed that one. I'm now going to take a break for a few weeks, so there won't be any videos until into 2026 now. I'm going to enjoy the festive season with the family, with one notable exception, sadly. And I'll be back in 2026 with hopefully a bit more of a consistent schedule. It only remains for me to say thank you for joining me on this fixing journey. I wish you all a very happy and peaceful time over the coming weeks, and a happy new year when it comes. Thanks for watching. See you in 2026.